Hello, everybody. Welcome to our fun day on horses here at Sprout. We've had a bunch of questions about getting horses forward and moving off the leg. So we have some of our wonderful instructors, Miss Nancy and Anna and Kayla, and we're just going to work through some techniques and talk through getting horses in front of the leg. So let's do quick introductions. Let's start with Miss Nancy.
Hi everybody, I'm on Olaf, and I have not ridden Olaf in probably a year. It's fun to get on different horses to see. So I prefer horses that are a little more slab-sided and aren't quite as round.
And why is that, Miss Nancy?
Well,
Can I go behind
Sure.
to show the difference?
Oh, yes. So, I personally, from a physical standpoint, find Olaf to be a bit of a challenge to ride because he takes up my leg, and that can provide some stretch and stretch for my leg. So it's good. It feels like it's a good stretch. It'll be interesting to ride him and see how my leg can move around and get him to execute the things I want him to do. So right now I feel like he's very wide for my conformation, and that has been compromised by some previous injuries, but we're going to give it a go, and I'll let y'all know how I feel, and hopefully that will make you feel a little better when you're riding him also.
Great. Awesome. Okay, Anna.
I'm on Cantor. Cantor and I have been partners for a long time. However, we spend more time driving than we do riding. I think we rode each other last week, or we were partners last week. So just working on the rail and stuff like that. So today, I think we're working off of our leg and stuff like that. Cantor is pretty good at moving off your leg, and we'll see how that goes today.
And you were mentioning something, but when we're doing a girth check, that might be interesting to note. What did you mention during that time?
That my hip flexor, it really bothered me. So I was bringing my leg back like this, and that actually pinches my self. So this kind of hurts. Just bringing my leg up like that kind of hurts. Like it's running down my leg right now. So obviously I'm really tight and I'm horrible at stretching, and I don't do anything outside of Sprout. So I am the weakest link.
So when you go to warm up, is there anything that you're going to be trying to do to help yourself?
So my horse really hates it when I'm off balance. And he'll go really slow if I'm off balance. So my goal is to try to keep equal weight in both feet and make sure that I'm stretching through my body and staying up as much as possible.
Cool. All right.
That's my goal.
Awesome. Thank you. Kayla and Duke?
Yeah, so I'm on Duke, who's a very good boy. And one of the things that we like to focus on in the warm-up when I'm with any horse, but especially with this horse, is getting him really nice and relaxed. I kind of want him to feel like jello, like he could have that sort of feeling in my hands. He's very soft in his head and neck, but sometimes can get a little bit tighter in his shoulders and lower back. So that's actually something that I feel in my body as well. A lot of times I get a little bit tight and still in my lower back from getting just like a little bit braced, and having a few back things over the years makes me naturally want to brace and protect that area a little bit more. And what I find a lot of times with horses is that they tend to kind of mirror what we're doing physically. Mm-hmm. So I have to watch that I'm not getting braced to make sure that he gets as loose as I want him to be. And he's, for those of you that know Duke and have ridden him, he's a super good boy and has a really great work ethic. So the warm-up is definitely focused more on physical and not so much like focus. He's already a very focused guy and ready to go and ready to work.
Cool. Okay. Shall we get started?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to walk, trot, and canter in both directions, and then we'll come back and have some conversation, and then maybe do some more stuff. Okay? Okay.
like, what do you want me to say? I don't know. We're just checking.
The answer is gas powered. So Miss Nancy, Olaf has a pretty nice pace to him right now. What are some things that helped him get there? Okay.
No, actually, I kept my leg on the whole time, and I also, since the exercise is geared toward getting him moving forward, I wasn't worried about holding up the bridle or having really even light contact. I wanted him to know that he was to move forward. So
just really clear with your forward aids.
nice loopy rein. I get a little careless, I have to admit, and sometimes go one-handed, but really nice loopy rein right here, and the crop is right here. So if I need it, I don't have to take my hands off the horse. I can just go like that. I do like a slight opening rein and down, and the horse feels the pressure of the whip behind my leg. That reinforces my leg. That's what an artificial aid is. It reinforces the aid I'm trying to give the horse. I wouldn't use the crop here because that would be punishment. Right here, I'm telling him, you didn't really listen to my leg. Right there, I'm applying pressure. He is listening a little bit. And then I kick and then do that at the same time, and he moves forward.
Miss Nancy, would it be possible for you to do a little trot and then get off balance and let's see Olaf's reaction?
Sure. So I squeeze, and now you listen pretty well to that.
Good boy. What did you notice there?
He did exactly what we want him to do. When I was completely off balance to the right, he started slowing down. And in fact, when he really felt I wasn't going to get my balance back, he walked. And that's exactly what we want him to do. If he feels a rider is not feeling balanced, the last thing we want him to do is to get excited or frustrated. We want him to assess the situation and then slowly come to the walk. And I didn't do anything, he did all of that. So that's exactly what we want when a rider like myself becomes completely off balance like this.
I agree. That's what I want too as a rider. Okay, I'm gonna move on to who was second. Anna. Okay.
I just started trotting.
Okay. What are you noticing?
That my pony didn't want to trot unless I had equal weight in both feet. And
Oh,
if
and
my
huh?
hips were off, then he didn't want to trot, and he turned around and looked at me.
Like, hey, lady, get yourself
Hey,
balanced.
lady, like, no, we can't do that.
Okay. So, any notes for as you continue on?
I am going to try to keep my body up and not lean forward,
Okay.
because that's my tendency is to do this.
And so that affects him by causing him to want to slow down to
And
take
it
care of you.
causes him to have more weight on his front end too, and which will send his head farther down into the ground.
Okay.
Oh,
It's okay if I watch you guys for a little bit?
yeah, we're figuring things out.
And so that's such an awesome phrase, we're figuring things out, because that's what you have to do. Every time you get on, you have to figure out your horse, where they're at that day. You have to figure out yourself, where your body is. So that was really cool that you mentioned that, Anna.
It's true.
So are you feeling like you have to ask for more go in any area of the ring, or?
No, he's here. We'll come in and chat because he needs a. He wants to come over and say hi. So he sets a nice metronome, but right now it's very like he's taking little steps. And I want him to sort of lengthen out his stride a little bit. That might come later on in the ride when he's had more time to warm up.
Ah, so it's not like we can go in gangbusters expecting the ending fireworks in the first.
Know that he has some arthritis up front. So we just did one direction. We're going to change direction, go the other way, and then see how he feels. Do a loop of canter, see how he feels after that. Because the canter can sometimes help loosen them up as well.
Okay,
So
great. All right, Miss Kayla, what have you guys been up to?
Well, when we started, Duke was a little bit behind my leg to start. That basically means that he was listening to me, but he's not moving or wasn't moving forward with the kind of natural free flow of energy that feels really pleasant to ride. And I want to solve that in the first couple minutes of my ride. That way, we can spend the rest of the ride focusing on other goals. And for him, one of the things that really seems to kind of turn his lights on and get him excited and paying attention, because like we mentioned, he's really smart, so he kind of can go to sleep kind of easily when he's not being challenged enough, is doing lots of quick transitions. So trot, walk, we did some trot and walk, halt, and then straight back into the walk to try to get a bit of a quicker response, and he's responding really well to that.
Awesome. Can you show us what you've been doing?
Sure. Get that full walk here.
Yeah. Good forward walk.
Boy. And see, so that was a nice transition there. I'm going to test it again and see if I get the same result. No, we cut out this corner here. Good. And that was better too.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Miss Nancy now. How was the canter?
Okay, well, canter's good. He likes to canter. I think once you move him forward, I remembered he really enjoys the canter. So once you get it, it's a wonderful canter. In fact, a lot of riders canter for the first time on Olaf. And like I said, I haven't ridden him in a year, and now I remember why he's a great horse to canter the first time, because I'll demonstrate. He just goes, and it's so soft and rhythmic, a lot like Dancer, but in a little slower fashion. Yeah. So I'll demonstrate that canter.
Wonderful. And so it looks like your leg aids are super light. It's not like you're hauling off and kicking him or having to ask super hard, and he's responding.
Well, and some of that is because he was set up, and from the start, if you close your leg and he doesn't answer the first time, and you close it again, well, now he's listening. But if he didn't, then I would do a little tap with the crop right here, either here or here, right here, to say, you didn't listen to my leg, you want to listen to it, then you're going to get a little tap. And we're attacking you now.
But then it allows you to be softer.
Softer after that,
yeah.
Because we've established what the rules of engagement are.
Yeah.
Horses are animals that like clear direction, and when we give too many directions, like if we're pulling on the reins and kick and kick and kick, they really don't know what we really want. Or if we keep, as riders, every time we do it, we sit and kick kick,
Yeah.
constant kick, they become dead to
Yeah, they
that.
tune it out.
So we want to kind of get to a point where they listen to our leg. We wrap our whole muscles, all of our leg muscles around them. And if our leg muscles are weak, I have a weak side, then we use our seat. And you can sit a little deeper. You sit a little deeper by pulling your shoulders back and stretching up and using your core. By tightening your core, you're tightening your legs, even though you might not necessarily feel it as much. Tightening your whole body up, and the horse feels that tightness. You know, horses are prey animals, so that if they have a rider that feels tight above them, they're going to be a little more alert. So I'll try to demonstrate the canter right now. I'm going to track to the right, I think.
Can you go through your sequence of aids as you're...
Right
If
now,
you
he was sitting a little bit, so I gave him a little prop, and he started moving. So to canter, I'm just going to do it from the sit, and my inside leg goes against him right here. My outside leg is displaced back an inch or two, still stretching through my heels. And I'm going to just say, canter.
And so that inside leg is to get the bend so he gets the right lead, which he has.
Stretching it forward, because he's a little behind the leg there. And my hands are flowing, so I'm not pulling as I'm particularly on the horse that doesn't want to move forward. And whoa.
Good boy.
That's one thing we've all been working on is during this break is to get the horses to respond to a whoa.
Well, and it's, sometimes, you know, we were thinking that people can get off balance, and so the whoa aids can kind of get confused. So if they hear the whoa, they know
Time to whoa.
that's what we mean.
But he got a little bit behind my leg over on this side, so I had to keep I was a little more aggressive than I wanted to be, but I also let my hands flow so that he knew I meant forward. So that if my legs were not conveying that because they're weak, I was not telling him something different.
Yeah.
So that was trying to be, I was making sure my hands were out of the way up here so that he could listen to my legs.
It's one clear message.
One clear message. He says,
Okay.
it's time to get off.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go on to Anna now. Thank you. Okay, Anna and Dancer.
We're still working on our community.
Okay. What are you noticing?
He's very responsive to my legs.
Uh-huh.
I.e., I just put on my outside leg. Did you see his head twitch?
Yeah. And he came off the rail, huh?
Yeah. So
And
that was just a little bit of outside pressure.
So let's say one leg is a little bit tight. He feels that and responds,
He feels it and responds.
which is
Right.
a good sign to the rider to say, even if you don't notice it yourself, he does notice it.
So I'm trying to do a better job of keeping my legs sort of more closer to the girth. I tend to like to have my legs a little bit behind. So I need to do a little bit better job of almost, when I don't need my leg, taking it off.
Mm-hmm.
So off of horse, on horse, so that he gets clear direction of like what I want him to do.
Okay.
And I'm not all that good at coordinating it.
You're doing great. But we all have tightness. And so
Yeah.
some days you don't feel tight, and today is a day that, you know, every day is different, right?
And Cantor was saying it feels like a lesson. So he's like, keeps trying to, I know we had trouble with him wanting to go to the inside with some of our students. He's tried to look towards Brooke a whole slew of times. Save me from this rider. So, we know, so I kind of took off my inside leg and he moved inside.
Interesting.
So in order to keep him, come on, to the outside, you sort of have to keep on the inside leg to be like, no, I mean that I want you on this. He sort of needs those like guide poles, just like Shaq,
Mm-hmm.
to tell him where he needs to be. And those are what your legs are.
Yep.
So And then he says the block over here is new. It's kind of scary.
It is a little scary.
So we'd like to not go by that new thing. And he says Duke is really scary too.
That's right.
So he's more than happy to go out to the rail when there's nothing scary. Okay, friend, are you ready to trot? Trot.
But that was a nice forward walk.
Yeah, I was much happier with that walk.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I always pick up the rock diagonal on him. So
It's because he's so smooth.
yeah, I always have to look at it.
And so when you're looking down for that diagonal, I feel like I'm kind of diverting, but I know it's been a question. So when you're looking down to figure out if you are on the correct diagonal or not, what are you noticing? Can you describe what you're looking for and how you know that you're on the correct diagonal?
So the inside, so we want to be going up when the outside leg is going forward. So we want to look for that shoulder moving forward, the outside shoulder moving forward. So on Dancer, his right shoulder has more white on it. So then I'm like, oh yeah, not the white shoulder, the other one.
And so can you just stand up and tell us what you're looking for, or sit, whatever you would normally do as you're looking for your diagonal?
To change my diagonal or what?
Just like start sitting and then pick up your trot and tell us what you're looking for, or pick up your post.
So Dancer's getting slower. So I'm trying to feel what he feels like. And you can definitely feel that the front, you can definitely feel that whole entire shoulder moving forward with you. Oh, no, I just took it. Come on, pony.
Can you say that again?
So we're just feeling for when that shoulder moves forward. I kind of think of it as like, come on. Thank you. How would my shoulders or my scapula feel when they're moving forward?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, well, thank you, Anna and Dancer. I'm going to move on to Duke now. Okay. Okay, Miss Kayla. Anything with the video? Okay, sorry. Okay.
Going pretty well. I can feel him getting softer and looser, and his response time has gotten really good. To my age, one thing I always keep in mind with any horse that I'm on, but especially this horse, because he's smart. I know he knows what I want. It's just getting the response that I want. I had one of my coaches tell me once, like, if what you're doing isn't working, you have to change it. And that's something that I just try to live by. So with him, when I'm trying to keep him in this nice forward walk, or at the top as well, there's a couple different ways that I can use my leg. And I usually give each one about 2 seconds to work, and if it doesn't work, I have to move on to something else. So in this case, like here, I'm going to give it a little bit of a squeeze now. That's not quite getting me what I want, so I'm going to move to a little bump. Still not quite getting me what I want. We're holding our shoulder here. Now it's a little better. So there, I just actually took my leg off, and I just tapped it lightly there, and I got a nice little reaction there. I can feel a lot more things in his back. So I'm kind of I'm like keeping that information in my Rolodex there. I'm like, okay, that was something, an aid that he liked, that he responded to, and so I'm going to remember the next time, maybe I'll try that first. Another thing that I found that he really seems to respond pretty well to, and hopefully he does now when I'm telling you this, is taking my leg off and doing like the couple like quick little taps like that.
Oh yeah.
And just a few like, almost like I'm vibrating my tap. Yeah, and it just gives them that extra little lift, which I really like. We were starting to use like leg yielding and stuff, so establishing this energy in the walk is really important before I do any of that work, because otherwise he can't move like sideways if he's not moving forward with good underneath. So going back to establishing, getting the horse in front of your leg before anything else happens.
Great. Well, thank you, Kayla and Duke. So I think we're going to come back together now that our horses have been working so hard and very willing to do what we've asked them, and we have some ideas for building strength in the legs that we're going to practice.
Yeah, and I think we kind of, see, like no one take it personally.
Yeah. There we go. That's actually perfect because we can see everybody. Yeah.
So we thought also we've been doing a lot of, all of us have been working on our continuing education while we have had this break. And they've had a chance to ride different horses and remember different horses. And I think we're all going to come back a little more informed from this break to help everybody who is coming back to ride. And one of the first things we're all going to have to do is get stronger in our legs initially, legs, core, seat, and then we'll worry about our hands and connection or collection. But let's get our legs and everything strengthened. And two great exercises. There's three great exercises to get your legs going. Working with no stirrups, but we're not going to push anybody right away. So then you're going to take your stirrups back, and we're going to do it. We're going to get in 2-point, so we can get in 2-point, and we're going to do a lot of 2-point the first couple weeks getting back. Hopefully our heels are all down, and we're demonstrating that, and we're just gently out of the saddle. When we're in 2-point, we don't want to be too far forward here because all of our weight is going on the horse's shoulders, and they bear so much weight on their front end to begin with. We want to make sure that our core, and this is hard, is here so that our seat still stays between a pommel and a cantle. So if I sit down, it just doesn't move that much. And you can always grab mane here, nothing wrong, except on Olaf because his mane is roached. Which means
It'll grow out.
Clipped, and there's nothing about it. So let's do a little exercise here, and this is working our core too. We're going to stretch up tall, stand up tall, and you can grab.
Which is a super good balance. I keep saying super. Balance. Oh, sorry.
Oh, am I doing heels up? Is it heels up?
Yeah, heels up to start. Push down on your toes. Stretch up tall. Find your balance. I'm getting a little off balance, but that's okay. And if I were to get off balance, I would just grab a little bit here. And now as you're standing up, you're going to sink down gently with your heels and push your heels down. And your heels do not have to be water skiing. It's just enough to feel a pressure behind.
Oh, not like that?
Yeah, you don't have to be like cranking your heels down like you've just done a Grand Prix jump. But you do want to feel a little bit and feel that right down. I feel it right here a little bit, mainly.
Can you go back up with with your toes down? I have a problem with this. So when we're asking our horses to go, sometimes we end up using our heel with our toes down. But if you look at how much shorter and how much less leg we have on the horse when our heel is up. So now let's do heel down and let's see how much leg. So now we have an extra 4 inches of squeeze.
Yep,
that's going to make the leg more effective. So it's not pushing down in the heels, but it's allowing that leg to be long and yeah.
It can't be long if it's up here.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired, Miss Nancy.
The other day I was on a horse and I was off flying, and had I not been with my heels, I was down, I would have been tumbled off. So it's really important to be mindful of that.
Yeah,
So-
you can imagine you've got like a big pair of cowboy spurs on. So if your heels are up, that cowboy spur is going to be in your horse the entire time. Versus if your heel is down and away, you want to put the point of the spur down and away. And if you ever ride with spurs eventually one day, that is something that you really have to learn as well. It's like an extra heels down.
So another exercise is to just do some squat pulses with your heels down. Focus on your lower leg around you. You can keep your arms out.
Aren't we glad we have awesome horses?
I know, we have these fabulous
I've got
horses.
one hand on.
So right here,
Am I
I'm feeling
doing
it
this
down
right,
my
Miss
whole
Nancy?
leg. Right now, I'm feeling it from my hips down through here, which is a great spot to really tone up. And then I'm feeling, as I'm doing this kind of extra pulse movement, I'm not pushing my heels down, but I feel pressure down around my ankle bone, which means those muscles are getting tight and working hard for me. And we're going to do one other exercise just today. Namaste. No.
Well,
you're doing that.
Thank you.
We're going to take our feet out of the stirrups, and my hip flexors are real tight now, as I mentioned, getting on. And Olaf, 30 seconds. So let's just lift our legs up. Oh! Are you
Like
tight
thighs
too?
off or knees to
Yeah.
shoulders?
Knee up. But I need to stretch like Anna.
Mm-hmm. And it is an idea that when we get back on and some people are tight, maybe we start like that and then allow the legs to drop, because we just haven't, we've been riding, thankfully. We're very grateful for the opportunities, but as you're coming back, it might just take a little while to
And that's like right there, I'm very tight in the saddle there, but
come around the saddle.
and just to lift up.
Uh-huh.
Because it's wide and my abductor doesn't come
Ah.
up as easily. So, but that's what I was thinking. When we come back, we're going to be taking it really easily. Yes, we want to get back to full bore, but we have our new safety protocols and trying to get adjusted to different things. So we will be focusing a lot on some of these stationary exercises as we kind of, and chances are it'll be warmer weather. We have our great fans though, great fans this winter. But so we'll do a lot of working, stretching muscles and getting back in the saddle slowly. So we're really looking forward to having everybody back in the saddle. And if you have questions, send them to us and we'll try to demonstrate to the best of our abilities.
Yeah, and every person is different, every day is different, every horse is different, and so those combinations are endless, and we just work with what we have that day and do the best we can.
So you just saw I had a physical thing when I said, let's do this exercise, and I can't do it. Ah!
Anything to add, Kayla or Anna?
Yeah, well, kind of the same mindset of getting like fit to ride. You know, lots of exercises you can be doing at home to get yourself ready to get back in the saddle. I think sometimes riding is exercise, but we also have to exercise to ride and ride well. So, he's like, that's right. Don't you sneeze on my watch. So yeah, the more you can do at home to strengthen your legs and strengthen your core, that's all going to help you and make the transition getting back in the saddle easier. It's okay. I know.
Anything else, Anna?
So for my drivers, I did exercises in the carriage today as well. So when you're riding, you have to find your seat bone, same as when you're driving, because you want to make sure that you're even in sitting in your seat or sitting in your saddle. And what we did today is we did sit-ups in the carriage.
Oh.
So we went back without touching our horse's mouth and forward and back, but trying to make sure that we kept our back really straight and our shoulders over. So as you see, I have no core. And I like to hollow out. Like,
Me
this
too.
is really easy. Duke says that's wrong. So I had to remember to like keep and activate my core that is non-existent so I could finally get one. So going back, holding it and coming forward, and then making sure that we're giving with our hands when we go backwards. So as we were going down the road, and as my horse was warming up, I was warming up as well. And then the other thing we did in the carriage is squats. And I won't make my students do those ever.
But Nancy showed us a way to do squats in the saddle, so that's very similar. And yeah, so the stronger we are, the more effective we can be, and we're going to give ourselves some grace every single day. And
Thank you very much.
thanks. Right on.